y'all, it's Natalie, and it's time for another A Cherry on Top Design Team YouTube hop. And it is the start of May, and we are focused on florals today. So you see I have this gorgeous pack of die cuts from Pink Fresh Studio, and I've had my eyes on these for a while. And I'm going to pair them with this Have a Nice Day collection by Echo Park. I thought that the florals have a really nice retro vibe, and so I thought that would go really well with the Have a Nice Day. The florals are called, I'm trying to find the name of them, Fancy Floral Ephemera by Pink Fresh Studio, and they're a little bit older. Really beautiful, but they have a purple flower in them, and the Have a Nice Day collection does not have purple. So you'll see me talk about how to incorporate the two and kind of merge that missing link to kind of help them be very cohesive together. So I am also using that Mama cut file, which is from A Cherry on Top. They have digital cut files now and so many to choose from. And then some of them are even for free. So definitely check that out. I'll link down below to that specific one, but then the whole collection is super fun, very versatile. So I have printed all of my photos in two 2x3s, pretty small. And so I'm going to put 2 up at the top corner and 2 at the bottom corner, and then you see I have additional 4 other photos, and I'm actually going to make a little pocket because these photos were just kind of like our pretty breakfast spread or a brunch spread that we had on Mother's Day, and I had taken the photos and I liked them, but they didn't really need to have like their own separate page or even a pocket page. So I am showing you here how I'm going to incorporate the purple. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to back my photos with this lavender cardstock, and so that color is a perfect match for the florals in the Pink Fresh Studio flowers. And, you know, like I said, in the Have a Nice Day Echo Park collection, they do not have purple. So, but the purple goes nicely with the yellow and with this peachy color that I chose out of that collection. I actually super loved the collection. You can watch my unboxing. I was very pleasantly surprised with all of the options and all of the different patterns. But then even working with it, I was like, yeah, I really love this collection. So there I am picking which background paper I want for my hidden photos. And, you know, I could have done some kind of like fancy waterfall I've done before where I've like a pull down where it pulls up all the photos and you can search through them yourself, you know, like a little interactive element. But I decided that I just want to like kind of keep it simple because again, they're nothing special, but I did want to include them. So we'll work on that a little bit more later, but that's the paper that I'm going to use for the hidden photos. It ends up being hidden journaling as well because I do decide to add journaling on the backside of the photos later. So I'm just kind of figuring out exactly how I want my papers to fit into the corners. And I've brushed off the edges and I've attached the two. I'm trying to make them run directly off the page and not, you know, leave any gaps. I do end up having a gap at the bottom, but I cover it with a flower. It's fine. So there's kind of that like idea of what my layout's going to look like. And there you can see I'm thinking like this is where the journal or the hidden photos and journaling are going to go is in this bottom corner. I'll make it into like a pocket. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. A waterfall, but without the fancy tab. I'm just going to, you know, put little tabs to flip them up. So another way that I'm going to incorporate the purple into my layout is I'm going to do some stamping. And this is another Pink Fresh Studio stamp. It's a floral bouquet, and I'm only stamping up part of it. And I just want these florals to peek out from the patterned cornered papers. And I'm using this really beautiful lavender Distress Oxide. It is called Shaded Lilac. And the stamp is called You Make Me Happy, I think is what it's called. Let's see. Happy Dance. Nope, it's called Happy Dance. And so I'm just inking up part of this larger stamp and sticking it down to peek out because the florals kind of matched. They weren't the exact same, but they were like the pretty little daisies and the open design. So I'm going to have them sticking out. There will be gaps, but I'll fill those in with the die cut ephemera. I'm also going to just kind of you know, right here, you can see I had like a little bit of a mess. It was a very juicy stamp. So I'm not a perfectionist by any means, which is why I lean towards like the distressed look of layouts. And that's what I'm going with here. You know, I'm going to add a little bit of splatter just because I think it helps if there's any imperfections in my stamping, but also I just really like the way that it looks. I did not add gesso to this paper. It didn't need it. I'm only adding a small amount of splatter, a very small amount of liquid. So it didn't really need gesso because it's not that much. But I let that dry for the most part because I'm impatient. And I'm going to use my cherry foam tape and just outline the edges of this bottom corner pattern paper. And I'm actually going to double it up. I'm going to stick it, take off the sticky and then put another layer on top just to give it a really nice lift and allow me to be able to stick that hidden strip of paper with the photos and the journaling into that pocket. I did think about before I stick it down if I needed a little shelf. So sometimes if I'm worried that my hidden bit is going to slide down too far and not be able to let a reader know that it needs to be pulled out and viewed, I will maybe put a little shelf, make a pocket within the pocket to kind of give it direction on where to sit. But in this case, I decided I did not need it. So it made life a little bit easier. And then the top corner, I'm just going to stick directly down to the page. And I'm going to trim off that excess. And there we go. I'm liking that. I'm liking how that looks. It's just a busy layout. This ends up being pretty busy and fun. But, you know, I got 8 photos on one 12 by 12 page. And I'm happy with it. And this was Mother's Day last year. Had a little brunch at my house for my mom, and then my sister-in-law was pregnant with my wonderful, fabulous nephew, Wally. And so it was her first Mother's Day as a mother of a human child, not a fur baby. And it was sweet. And so she's wearing that yellow dress, which is kind of how I pulled out the yellow color from the Have a Nice Day collection and decided to go with that. So here I'm building the waterfall. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a washi tape bit at the top of the photo on the back side. And then I'm also doing it on the front as well. And so it kind of gives it a double washi sandwich. And it just makes sure that nothing's going to come unglued when somebody's kind of like pulling at the photos a little bit to lift them up. They're going to be stuck down really nicely. And then the washies will overlap as I stick down the other photos on top. I'm just leaving a little bit of viewpoint below. And then I went and grabbed some scraps from that peach color paper and I'm cutting, I punched out some circles and cut them in half. And those will just be little tabbies to use when you're lifting the waterfall elements. And if you're hearing a bunch of clacking about, that's just Belle whenever I'm speaking, whenever I'm doing a voiceover. She thinks I'm talking to her. And she is like, oh, did you want to pet me? Here I am. I will present so you may pet. She's nice like that. I'll take this chance to let you know that this is a design team hop for a cherry on top, and I will link down below to everyone that's participating in the hop. If you hop along and leave comments on all of the videos, you'll be entered for a chance to win I think it's a $25 gift card to a cherry on top, which is super generous. And I have a feeling there's going to be some really great sales coming on because National Scrapbook Weekend is coming up. So definitely check back here later this week because we're going to have a lot of things going on over on the message boards, over in the Facebook group. So much going on, in fact. But I will be posting a few videos. I'll be playing along with a bunch of challenges. So definitely participate. It's so fun. It's probably the best place to be on the internet for National Scrapbooking Day. I actually have a reel that's posted too that shows you just a blog post and it literally just shows you the entire schedule. There's so much going on and all the sponsors and all the prizes. It's just like the best time of year, really and truly. So I am just tucking the beautiful Pink Fresh Studio ephemera kind of in the spaces that I left with the stamping, in between the stamping. And then just lifting it up once I get it adhered down just to give a little bit of dimension. And some of these pieces are actually really big. But I end up cutting some of them down and like kind of using a floral on either side. Since I'm tucking it, I can hide the cut portion and it doesn't really matter. And then that makes me be able to use them on like a smaller format, if that makes sense. So I stuck one at the top of the hidden pocket item, and that way you can use it kind of as a little tab to pull out that hidden item. I mean, it is going to be on a 12 by 12 page protector, but I don't mind, my readers to reach down in there, pull it out. Like it's accessible, I think. So I did, if I haven't yet, I might not have, I didn't notice, but I do ink up the edges of the Mama cut file with that same lavender or the lilac ink in my ink blending brush, just to kind of, again, give it a little cohesion, add that purple bit, just a tiny smidgen of that color to the cut file. And so I feel like it blends really nicely. So now you wouldn't really know that these beautiful floral ephemera from Pink Fresh Studio are actually a completely separate collection from the Have a Nice Day by Echo Park. So I'm happy with it. I'm happy with how that looks. I like it a lot. So I'm just tucking that cut floral behind the photos. And so you'll see me doing a lot of tucking here coming up because we're rounding the corner. We're almost done. Now, remember, this bottom corner is popped up on foam tape because I needed it to have room behind to be a pocket. And so I also decided that I would like to pop up the cut file as well. So off screen, I did use my Waffle Flower Crafts skinny pop-up tape to back all of the cut file because it's a pretty skinny cut file. And now I'm just gently, patting it down, and it's black. The tape I have is black. They do have a white version though. But anyway, that's what you see me doing right there. It's just tucking the black bits away if they are able to be seen. I'm just kind of like tucking it in so that you can't see the black because there's no pops of black on this layout. I usually do really like a pop of black on my layouts, but today there was just not room because, like I said, it's pretty busy. So, well, maybe in the photos there's pops of black, but otherwise we weren't adding black to this page. And it's like a lovely, spring Mother's Day page, very floral, very feminine. So, it didn't really need the pops of black this time. So I tucked away that foam tape if any was sticking out. I'm just trying to figure out what the best options are. So since I had popped up that bottom corner and then I popped up the cut file, I am using some foam tape to also pop up these floral bits at the top just to, have kind of three dimensional elements. The rule of three, or essentially an odd number, also a good number is 5. Repeating elements on a page are just a good design principle to use when you're designing page. Like, to repeat something a few times, usually in an odd number, is visually appealing to the reader and the user. So that's what I'm doing here. So we've about got it. I'm going to link down below with my affiliate links if you're interested in any of these items. Like I said, the Have a Nice Day collection by Echo Park is so cute and fun and super on trend with all the smileys, and I really thought it was going to be a lot of smileys, and the sticker sheet is a lot of smileys, but otherwise it's not. It's a really great mix of pattern papers, and I highly recommend it. It's super cute. It might be my new favorite collection. I'm not sure. You'll definitely see me playing with that more probably this weekend for National Scrapbook Weekend. Again, hop along to all my friends down below on the design team, enter for a chance to win a store credit, and then join us this weekend for National Scrapbook Day or entire weekend. We celebrate the whole weekend. It literally starts at like 9 a.m. Eastern time on Friday and goes all the way through Sunday. It's so fun. Let me know if you have any questions, and thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, y'all.